Hi everyone, this is Tiffany with Raising House and Home, and today I am going to share with you probably the easiest, quickest sugar cookie option you could ever find. And I discovered this because I was in a hurry and I just happened to have these ingredients in my fridge, and we didn't have a whole lot of money left because we had done all of our Christmas shopping and I had forgot one person for cookies. So I thought I would share this with you all, especially right now when everyone's trying to save a little bit of money and it's getting closer to Christmas, so you may be finding yourself in the same situation that I was in. If you are looking for the easiest, quickest, mess-free sugar cookie option, this is your recipe. So we don't need any of these things. Nope, we're done. We don't need those. No rolling pin, no mixer, no anything. This is what we need. Pie crust, and it is the already made pie crust, and this is just left over from Thanksgiving that I didn't use. And you can find these for like $1 on sale. They have coupons all the time for Pillsbury. So they come like this if you haven't bought one before. And I know there are some people who haven't bought one before because I made my own for many years. And just once in a while, if they had a really good sale, then I would buy the pre-made crust. Just going to open it and unroll it. And you do not need flour because this is like really cold. So that would be my hint. Make sure it's very cold. Don't let it sit out because then you will have to use some flour because it will get sticky as it warms up. Look at that. That's all you have to do. And now you just have to get some cookie cutters and cut out your cookies. It's that simple. And it is a little bit thin, but they will rise in the oven. You don't want to cook them for too long because you can burn them. So I recommend 5 to 7 minutes, and keep checking them to make sure that they're not burning. And the flavor, look how easy that is, guys. I mean, literally there's no flour, nothing. The flavor is going to come when you do the frosting. So I know that pie dough doesn't have any spices or anything like that, so it's very plain. But you're going to want to do some decoration on them. So you will put the flavor in your frosting, and no one will know that it's coming from the frosting and not and not the cookie. Okay, let's see, what else do we have? Okay, how about a tree? I mean, look how simple this is. It couldn't be any easier. So that is what we're going to finish doing, and put them on the cookie sheet, and I will show you when I finish. You will have some leftover dough, so while these cookies are in the oven and you have time, you can roll out the rest of it and make some more cookies from that if you don't want to waste them. But you could always just save it for another time if you wanted to. So I've used up as much of the dough as I think I can right now without rolling it out, and it gave us quite a few cookies. So we're going to put this on the cookie sheet and we're going to cook them up. So these are all the cookies from one pie crust, and I still have this big ball left. If you just want to flatten it out and use as few utensils as possible, you could do that too. And I'm going to put these in the oven at 350, and I'm going to cook them for maybe 5 minutes. Just definitely keep an eye on them. So another trick to make this even easier, if you don't want to put any icing on it, is you can just put some sprinkles on them before you even put them in the oven. That way they're done. When they come out of the oven in those 5 to 6, 7 minutes, they're all done, and you can let them cool and then pack them up. So now we're going to make our frosting, and you're going to add about half a teaspoon of vanilla to about a cup of powdered sugar.
And this is where you're going to get your flavor. Since you didn't really use a cookie dough that has this vanilla in it and some other flavorings, you're going to put it into your frosting. And you can also add a little bit of cinnamon or even nutmeg at this point to your frosting. And we're going to add a capful of milk. And you're going to want to mix this up and kind of play it by ear. If you think it's too thick, add just a little bit more milk. If you think it's too thin, add a little bit more powdered sugar. And you want it to be thick and like to hold onto your spoon, but also easy to drizzle. And it is all just kind of like an experimental process. So I always say add a little bit at a time. That way you can easily fix any mistakes. And now we're going to use our blue dye for our blue frosting. And you can just put in as much as you want, depending on what color you want. And then I use about a half a capful of milk. This is only about probably a half a cup of powdered sugar. And again, just play with it the way you want it. Add a little bit more color, add a little bit more milk, add a little bit more powdered sugar, whatever works for you. And please excuse my dyed hands. The food coloring really does leave some dye on your hands. So I'm going to start with some of the white frosting right now. And it looks scoopy, but once you let it sit for a little bit, it dries and it's really pretty. And I made these green sprinkles because I couldn't find any at the store, so I just used some yellow and blue food dye with some white crystals. And here you'll see all of our cookies and that they're all done. I have all the different colors of sprinkles on there, and you wouldn't even know this is made from Piecrust. And these are the cookies that I put the sprinkles on before I cook them. And they look just as nice as the ones with the frosting, so you really could do that if you needed to save some time. And thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this helps you if you guys find yourself in a pinch. Please click subscribe below if you haven't already. Also hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when I put up new videos. Have a safe and happy holiday. Until next time, bye.